The Berkshire Hathaway investment portfolio holds several large financial institutions that are heavily regulated and are politically charged. Do you feel that in some cases the regulators and/or politicians are running the big banks instead of the CEO and the board of directors?
Sure. But not too much.
No, insurance has been regulated. It happens to be regulated primarily on a state basis, but insurance has been regulated ever since we went into it. And it hasn't, when I looked at GEICO, it was doing $7 million of business, and we'll do 30-odd billion of business now. It's been regulated the whole time. And regulation can be a pain in the neck generally, but on the other hand, we don't want a bunch of charlatans operating in the insurance business. And insurance actually lends itself to charlatans because you get handed money and you give the other guy a promise. And I like the fact that there is regulation in the insurance business or the banking business. It doesn't mean it can't drive you crazy sometimes or anything of the sort, but those businesses should be regulated. They're too important, and any time you can take other people's money and they go home with a promise and you go home with the money, I don't mind a certain amount of regulation in those businesses. Charlie? And I find any kind of regulation irritating, but nevertheless, it's good for the system. And actually, a number of regulators, I would say that they've really been quite sensible about regulation. But, you don't feel that way when you're being told how to run your business. But as Charlie says, you wouldn't want to be a bank that ran in an unregulated system where anybody could come in and do all kinds of things that would actually have consequences that drew you into the problems that they created themselves. We had the Wild West in banking long ago, and it produced a lot of problems in the 19th century.